Hello and welcome to my Christmas special. And just like my Halloween special, it isn't really that special, but it is about Christmas, hence the snow falling. That's associated with Christmas, isn't it? Even in places where it doesn't snow, like Australia and South America. I know it snows in the mountains there, but you know what I mean. And along with snow, you get snowmen or snow women. I'm not really sure how you would tell the difference. Well, I guess there are some things you could do to tell them apart. Not that I have ever done that, of course. You can't have Christmas without sticking a tree in the middle of your house for some reason. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate a good Christmas tree, but there is something a little bit unusual about plonking a tree inside your house. Try doing that at any other time of the year and people will think you're mental. So, what other things are associated with Christmas? Well, for me, it's the fear and trepidation that goes along with having to socialise and panicking about buying all my presents on time. Then there's the eating too much, eating and drinking stuff that you never eat or drink at any other time of the year. And of course, you can forget the jolly old fat man with the red cheeks and the big white beard. My Uncle Dave. No, Santa Claus, of course. And you can't forget the reindeer as well, one of which has a very shiny nose apparently. I always related to Rudolph. It seemed like he had to put up with a lot of bullying for being different. I mean, those other reindeers sounded like a right bunch of arseholes. I hope he isn't too traumatised by it all. We cannot forget that Christmas is a Christian holiday, and what better way to celebrate the birth of Christ than getting drunk, eating too much, and a fat man being pulled around the sky by some magic reindeer. I mean, how is that any way related to religion? By the way, Santa has to deliver presents to billions of people, so how does he fit all those presents into his sack? His sack only looks like it could fit around 50 presents max. Even if his sleigh had some kind of storage compartment, he would need a much bigger sleigh to get billions of presents in. It's almost as unbelievable as two of each animal in the world all fitting into Noah's Ark. I'm beginning to see the connection with religion now. A mystical figure with a white beard, with very dubious evidence of him existing? Sorry, I know there will be a lot of people who are believers out there, and I'm sorry, but I really do find it hard to keep the faith these days. I mean, how does he get down all those chimneys, that's all I'm saying. Most people don't even have chimneys these days. Also, why doesn't he get done by the police for breaking and entering? I guess these days people would be demanding that you put a mask on each time you went into a house. Now, without wanting to go all Ebenezer Scrooge on you, it's not all fun and games, joy to the world and snowmen with erections. There are downsides as well for those of us who are more introverted. For example, the socialising aspect. A lot of people get social anxiety eating, so the Christmas meal sat around a table with loads of other people isn't exactly a wonderful experience, let alone the added pressure of needing to be able to come up with monotonous small talk. There's also that pressure to appear to be enjoying yourself. I'm not great at pretending I'm having a good time. I'm also not that great at pretending to be overwhelmed by Christmas presents. Don't get me wrong, it is nice to get them, and it's nice to buy gifts for people. The wonders of the internet mean I can buy presents at the click of a button. It's a pity the internet can't wrap your gifts as well though. Don't even get me started on losing the end of the tape all the time. It must be a nightmare for Santa wrapping all those presents. No wonder he's got all those elves helping him. I do miss that excitement I had as a kid to wake up on Christmas Day. In those days, I leapt out of bed and raced downstairs to open up all my presents. These days, I wake up with an existential dread and a reflection of another year gone, yet another year single, and another year where I am no further forward with absolutely anything in my life. So it's nice to have a little dwell on that for a few minutes. And then, instead of opening presents, my first aim for the day is making coffee. But it is the best when you are a kid, there's no doubt about that. Back then, I even managed to do some carol singing. Strong emphasis on the word some. I mostly let my more extroverted friend do most of the singing. Although both of us tried to get away with as little singing as possible, and it was just basically 2 lines. We literally just sang, "We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year." Then we just stood there, waiting for payment for our incredibly hard work. Not everyone was too impressed though. I remember one younger guy whose door we knocked on, and I knew right away that he was going to be some kind of wise guy. And after we did our very short "We wish you a Merry Christmas," he said, "And the rest." So we sang the next bit, "Good tidings we bring to you and your kin," which I'm pretty sure we sang incorrectly as king. I mean, king does rhyme better with bring, you've got to say, but doesn't quite make as much sense. But anyway, we stopped after each verse and he kept saying, "Yeah, and the rest." So we sang through the whole carol, which involved us having to sing about figgy pudding and all that, which was fairly embarrassing, especially when there were some girls from our school walking up the street. Anyway, even before we finished, I could tell by this guy's smirk what the outcome was going to be. He made us finish the whole carol and then said, "Great, thanks." What else? Yeah, then like I said in my Halloween video, there's the Jehovah's Witness kid who always used to say, "Ah, handbag." And I can't think of anything else that happened carol singing, really. That's about it. Apart from I noticed people's houses had different smells. I guess everyone's home has a unique smell. Mine probably does as well, but I probably don't notice it. Has anyone else noticed that? Or maybe just me. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Hope you have a good Christmas and a happy New Year and a happy bit between Christmas and New Year. You know, that week where no one knows what day it is or what they're doing or who they are. At least I never do anyway.